Hi, this is Julie with JLN Studio. I am going to show you a step-by-step video on how to create a circle floral wreath. Just bear with me right now because this is my first time doing an actual tutorial. But as we are all quarantined right now, I thought this would be fun. One of the classes that I was going to be teaching with one of our fellow artisan creative centers at the Turquoise Top Hat, we were going to be doing a blended floral and stencil class, and it unfortunately got canceled due to the coronavirus and the quarantining and staying at home that we have to be doing right now, which is awesome. We need to take care of each other and take care of ourselves. So that being said, I'm going to do this little video. So in case you do have a stencil at home and you do have the kit, or you do have a way to hand paint verbiage or whatnot, you can kind of see what we were going to teach. First, I just have a round black canvas. You can buy these. This is a 12-inch circumference canvas. I purchased them like a 6-pack from Amazon a few months ago, and just hadn't done anything with this particular one yet. And I drilled a hole, or had a hole drilled, I should say, in the top, so it would be perfect for hanging. I just took a plate that gave me a good amount of space to do like a little wreath of flowers and greenery, as well as keep a decent amount. So if you have a decal or if you have a stencil, it would still fit in there. I'm probably gonna do some kind of hand painted something when it's done. Then I went ahead and I got some paint, just a bunch of fun spring colors, as well as some greens. So I'm going to start off by I've got 2 brushes. I don't ever really look, to be honest with you, what size they are. These are just Artist Loft brushes from Michaels. What size are they? Looks like a 4 and a 2. But I'm going to start with the 4. And I'm going to start with a pink flower. And this is pretty loosely done. I'm going to start down here. And I'm not painting it from left or right. I'm just kind of painting it kind of over the top in the middle. And just kind of almost doing like a circle, but wavy. Okay, so it kind of looks like, I'm going to do some bright pink in there. And I'm going to get some white. Since we're painting on black, sometimes you need that white almost as a buffer, like a primer. Sometimes pinks and reds and oranges are very low opacity paints, very transparent. So I'm just kind of moving the brush around. Like that. I got a nice light pink color. I'm gonna go into, I have like a magenta color. I'm just gonna add a few little marks. Now this is very loosely done. This is for, people that maybe this is kind of the first time painting flowers. We want to get a look of floral without having to hand paint individual petals, so once we do that, I'm going to rinse my brush off. I'm going to add a little bit of white, maybe a little here, just to give it a little depth. I can hear my kids outside playing. Okay, so there's one flower. Now we're going to do the same type of flower on multiple different areas. So maybe I'll do like a yellow one here, another yellow one here, and I'm going to do a different blue flower here. So I want to leave some room for that. And now I'm going to go and I'm going to do a yellow one. Same thing, maybe a little bit smaller right here. A little bit of white. Yellow. Little yellow. Oh, sorry, I'm whispering. Get some white in there. Oops, got an email. Let me turn that down. I'm doing a lot of Zoom meetings and videos. I bet everyone else has too. You know, in a couple years from now, we're gonna go back and we're gonna watch all these videos and think, oh, remember that time when we were all in quarantine and just living the life and just looking forward to seeing people again and getting healthy, getting back to our routines. I'm taking advantage of this time to spend it with my kids and yeah, keep being healthy. All right, so there's one there. I might add a little bit of, actually a little tiny bit of orange to this, just to give it a little bit more depth. This is a metallic orange I'm using here. Really, you can use any paint. In the original class, we were going to do chalk paint, chalky-like paint. So this is just a little bit different. See how I'm just kind of loosely. Oh, see, my kids are outside at the golf cart. A little bit orange in there, and we might come back and I'm gonna probably add a little bit more detail, some little dots in the center. Ooh. My goodness, there's hair from the brush. Okay. A little bit more yellow. I'm gonna add a little bit more yellow over here too. And a little bit more white. All right, so we've got now 3 different types of flowers. And you know, feel free to consistently do flowers like that. I've got on my sample 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 different flowers, all different sizes. I'm gonna show you how to do another type of flower here. I'm just gonna start with these little petal type, get some white in there, little petal type. Starting from the center and working out. You can also use this same petal type strokes for the leaves. Sorry, I didn't mean to leave you guys hanging. It's kind of weird talking to myself. I'm used to people being in my classes. Sure, I'll get used to this. Okay, so I've got now these petals, and I'm going to add just a little darker color to them too, just to give it a little shading, a little depth. You can choose any color you want for these, but I was going for more spring colors. Today is a beautiful day. Here in Michigan, it's almost 50 degrees and sunny out, so nice change. I came back 2 weeks ago from Brazil, and it was sunny and gorgeous. Came back to pandemic, but at least I got to travel before it got crazy. Okay, so there you go. There's a nice blue flower. I'm gonna do a couple more. I'm gonna do one more type of flower, and then I'm gonna kind of mimic them. So I'm gonna do a white flower. I'm sure we've all doodled these before. Toot. Just little bubbles. White. And then, oh, look at that, I got a little little pink on there. If you ever get paint, I'm gonna show you guys. You take a little bit of water. Before it gets, instead of painting over it, a little bit of water. Just lightly take it off. Not too much water, but there you go. Okay. Now, I am going to sit down, so get a little closer. Okay, I'm gonna add some of this bright neon pink to it. Just because at my studio I have every single kind of medium paintbrush and canvas. But here at my house, I am going to finish this tutorial, and I've pretty much done the majority of the flowers. I'm going to add a little bit more detail into them, but before then I'm going to do some greenery, and I've just gotten some extra colors. I have some greens, a little bit of metallic blue, some magenta, and some white. Probably end up using a little yellow and do a little bit more detail in these flowers. But first I'm going to do the green, a little bit of yellow on here. And you can see I still have this little fine line for a circle. So I'm going to follow the circle. I'm just going to start here, skinny brush, maybe do a few small little leaves. Add a little bit of color into that as well. Do maybe one leaf here. I also have some darker green. I can add a little bit of darker green in there. I want to fill this ring up with some flowers. We'll see how this goes. And then we might add a little bit more. After we add all of our green in, we might add a little bit more color for some flowers. That dark green is a little hard to see. Add a little bit more light to it. Here. I'm starting off with a little bit larger, and maybe go a little bit smaller. Kind of angled up, following the curve of that circle. Outside. It's beautiful out today. Thank goodness. green in there. Going to kind of move this around as I go. I think I'm going to do some little actually I'm going to take the firm end of my brush and do some little dots. We'll add more dots as we go. We'll see when I get done. I'm going to add a little bit more color here. So there needs to be, let's see, I feel like there needs to be a little bit more down here. There. Kind of back in the circle here. I think we're going to go in the circle. So I have some green. Now I'm gonna go in and add some white little dots. This kind of fills it in just a little bit. I like odd numbers, so 1, 2, 3. 3 is always a good number for me. And I'm gonna add a little bit. Boom, boom, boom. And maybe I'm gonna go in and add a few little yellow dots. Also add some blue. Here. Pink. Bit of blue, maybe a little yellow in here. White. That's the flowers. And then I drilled a hole, so I will add a little twine. Got some twine here. Just going to and then if you don't have a stencil, pull it through. There's a little hanging thing. If you don't have a stencil, you can always do, a letter or something. I'm probably going to do a letter N because that is our last name, Knits. So, and I'll probably do white. I'm gonna just prep this forward real quick. Okay, so this is center for me, and I would take the center and I would make the N right here like this. I think I'm going to find a font that I like and then trace it and then just paint it in. So obviously if you have a stencil, that would be easier, or if you have a decal. I do have a decal, however it's not sticking. This is not the correct type of material that I would use a decal on because it's a pretty slippery canvas. So but there you have it. That's the finished flower circle. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks. Bye.